Hi everyone, Sam here from Rat & Retro. I'm here at my workplace, which is a VW engine company, and today I'm going to be changing the fuel sender unit on Eleanor the 74 Beetle, and I'm going to be showing you how I deemed the old fuel unit faulty. So the way in which I found that the old fuel sender unit was faulty was via the fault finding process of checking continuity, and I did that via the gauge and sender connections. So the first thing that you do want to do is make sure that the fuses aren't blown and that you are still getting good connections at the fuse box. From that point on, I checked the live wire from the fuse box to the inlet of the fuel gauge stabiliser. I'm then going to check the outlet of that stabiliser slash gauge. And from there I can check with my tester probe that I'm getting a live and earth out of it, and that means that the stabiliser is working correctly. From that point on, I connect the test probe earth to the outlet and then to the feed wire that goes into the sender, and I can check there that I've got continuity. The next step that you might want to do is check that the fuel tank has a good earth as well. If you've restored the vehicle and you've put all new parts together, you might have missed something. So what I'm going to do is connect the earth of my probe to the old sender and connect it to the earth of the car in multiple points, and I can see that the tank is definitely earthing to the common ground of the vehicle. So from doing all of those fault finding tests, I can confirm that the connection from the fuel tank to the common ground of the earth of the car, and also the line from the fuse box to the stabiliser to the sender, all of those connections are good. So that means I can only but condemn the fuel sender unit itself. So what I'm going to do now is unbolt the old fuel sender unit, and I'm going to assess what's wrong inside there. Okay, so I've taken the old sender unit apart, and I can actually see in here that the resistance connections, sort of as they go up the circuit, they've broken apart. And the reason that's happened, or I'm pretty sure the reason why it's happened, is because I actually drained the fuel tank over lockdown and left it on a slam empty, and I think the connections actually sort of rusted or bonded together, and then when I put fuel back into the fuel tank, it's broken that connection and now damaged the actual sender wires, so unfortunately it needs to be replaced. So the replacement sender I've got is from Heritage Parts Centre. It's a JP Group from Denmark classic line product. It's one of two available. The other option is VDO. Price difference between the two, this one is about £43 retail and the VDO version is about £53. Now, out of the box, I have had a quick look at this. Out of the box, it looks pretty good. It looks quite a lot like the original, float's slightly different. You do get new bolts and a seal with it, which is really, really handy. So I'll get this fitted to the car, see how it behaves, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's get this new unit fitted. One thing I would recommend if you ever are fitting these is that you put the bolts and seal together like they are. This unit actually comes out of the box like it, so it's quite handy. It therefore means it's easier to install and you'll have less headache trying to get the bolts in. Okay, so we did actually bolt this all together and we come across a little bit of a problem and it didn't work. And I did have a little bit of a hunch, and on these bolts that are supplied in the kit there is a sealing washer, sort of like a nylon plastic, and obviously that's not connecting to the body of the sender, which therefore doesn't earth to the car, so you're getting no reading. So what I'm going to do is take these washers off, and don't worry, it won't leak because the original design is like that anyway, and this main seal, as I've said, is so tight around the threads it will seal anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. So I'll do that now and then refit the sender and we'll test it. Okay, so overall I'm pretty happy with this. The JP Group fuel sender seems to hold up pretty well. Obviously Heritage Parts Centre got this out on next day delivery for me, which is great. In regards to the little nylon washers that are around the bolts, now my original sender never had them on the panhead screws. I've never had a leak. I do believe that the main seal around the unit is tight enough around the thread, so that shouldn't be a problem. So overall I'm really happy with this repair. Thank you for watching and we'll catch up with you next time.